heard the sound of a
crappy necro guide.
Would you like to?
Why do you disturb this place?
I would like to become a necromancer.
Are you ready to bear the burden that comes with it?
What burden?
To carry people's ass and be hated in PvP, of course.
I'm not really sure I want that.
So you are ready then?
Hold up.
A crappy guide to Necromancer. So you may ask yourself, what are necromancers? Well, necromancers are dark, depressed and completely dead inside, and they hate the living. They play around with dark and bloody magics. They reap souls, spite others like you, or curse people a lot.
You piece of.
No, not that kind of cursing. They also feast on wounds and spread conditions like freak candors. Please do not mistake them with the necromancers. Those are just a bunch of fools pretending to be vampires trying to kiss your neck. One thing everyone will notice about necromancers are their second health bar. Yes, a second health bar, because one is not enough for them. Actually should give them 3 more. There you go. Much better. This bar is your life force, and it is used as a resource for your Death Shroud, and its different versions. You may ask, what is Death Shroud? Nobody knows, it just exists. Activating Death Shroud turns this bar into your current health bar, and gives you a few new skills to use as well. They are generally pretty strong, because you lose your healing and utility skills. While in this form, your life force is constantly depleting, just like your will to live. As long you are in Death Shroud, your actual health bar can't be damaged, but you can't be healed by allies either. By the way, your life force by default is equal to 69% of your maximum health.
Good meme.
Necromancers are able to raise the dead. Well, not fully, and honestly all they get are these weird abominations. You can raise a lot of them to have a horde of undead around you. It might feel powerful, but they are useless. Maybe the Flesh Golem is okay due to its CC ability, although Flesh Golems looked way more badass in the original Guild Wars instead of looking like a flappy fleshy boy in Guild Wars 2. Corruption skills are so far unique to necromancers. They are double-edged swords. While they have some useful effects, like spreading conditions from one enemy to others, or converting bones, but they also negatively affect you with some conditions, much like your energy drink addiction. As a necromancer, you also possess spectral abilities. All of these abilities are ghostly bullshit that gives you life force in one way or another. They are pretty situational, but pretty fun skills to use. One of your elite skills is a spectral ability as well that allows you to take a form of a lich which has pretty strong abilities, but only lasts for a very short period of time. They also have a couple of signets. For example, Signet of Signet of I have no reliable movement speed buff, or this one, where you all can revive each other, so you can let each other down again. Being a necromancer isn't easy, so you are given a couple of well ability to feel well about yourself. How many times I have to say, not that kind of well, you idiot. Wells are pretty versatile. It helps keeping away enemies, friends, your family, your ex, your doctor and your neighbors. In PvP, necromancers are generally pretty strong. Too bad that the enemy team has this necromancer.
So long as you won't miss it. Breathe.
Ranger.
Breathe.
And your team unfortunately has this necromancer. Enemy necromancers will feed on your boons, and will hunt you down as soon they smell a boon on you. Now that you have the basic knowledge of necromancers, it is time to know everything about what weapons can they wield and actually use, so listen carefully. Necromancers can use a type of weapons that can kill you. They can also wield staves and gain abilities called marks.
Oh, hi, Mark.
With all this extreme
Knowledge.
it is time to move on to the elite specializations.
Can hear the Reaper calling my name.
The first elite specialization is the Reaper, which comes with the Heart of Thorns expansion. Reapers are pretty powerful and very fun to play if you are looking for something more power based that can deal high damage, while it also tries to disable their target with chill, fear or stun effects. This elite specialization of the Necromancer is supposed to focus on raw power and damage rather than conditions, and will also abuse the chill mechanic as much as it can to deal even more damage. While even Reaper can build for condition damage, the theme of the specialization is more power based than condition. Death Shroud changes to Reaper's Shroud as a Reaper. What a surprise. While in this form your weapon turns into a badass scythe. Once you're done with it, you just spin to win.
Spin to win till they die. If you're justice, they will cry. Spin to win. Face them all.
As a Reaper you are able to use Great Swords, which is a pretty fun weapon. It also focuses on chilling your target, or spam a single skill once an enemy is down to half of their health, or pull enemies to you.
Get over here!
Being a Reaper now allows you to shout at people.
Soul is mine! Suffer! You are all weaklings!
Shouts can be effective, depending how you use them.
No catch.
All in all, Reapers are usually pretty strong and fun to play in nearly every part of the game. Now it's time to move on to the second elite specialization.
Oh, she's sweet but a psycho.
We have arrived at the second elite specialization of the Necromancer, the Scourge, which is available with the Path of Fire expansion. Scourge is fun to play as well. It is more focused on spreading heavy conditions, giving barriers to allies and yourself, tormenting others and converting wounds on enemies into conditions. For Scourge the Death Shroud turns into mini Zordons, sand shades, and you lose your secondary health pool as it only stays as a resource to use your sand shade abilities that comes with them. Depending on your own tray at the end, you can either create a maximum of 3 sand shades or a single bigger one. When creating 3 small ones, each will hit less target and have smaller radius, but if you create a single big one, it has increased target count and a much larger radius. While it is not unique to the Scourge, they are able to give barriers to themselves and their allies. Actually, Scourge can give the most amount of barrier to allies. Barrier is essentially a shield that negates certain amount of damage up to half of your maximum health, but its duration is also short. I'm sure you will need it, because I can already sense that you will die a lot. This mechanic allows the Scourge to support their allies, not just themselves as usual. Since holding a torch needs elite training, obviously because it can be really dangerous, with this elite specialization you learn how to hold a torch. Scourge gains a unique ability type, the Punishments, since they are really into BDSM. These abilities are all about converting bowens on enemies into torment and crippling depression that slows them down. They also grant boons or barriers for allies and life force for the Scourge. While barriers and supporting is great, Scourge isn't that great for PvP as of now, but in World vs World people will both love and hate you, but mostly hate you.
Server Anakin! I have the high ground! I hate you!
Scourge is one of the strongest profession in World vs World with its sand shades. Actually, never mind. Consider yourself deleted from World vs World. This is the knowledge I can give you. Now it's your time to prove that you can be a true Necromancer. You can never go wrong with any build, so I will show you the top tier build you can have to defeat anything in PvE. Pick a cool weapon, some utility skills with skulls and shit, so you can feel spooky. Don't forget to have some dark colored gear on and just go at the world.
When you try your best but you don't succeed.
Okay, maybe you just simply suck, but never be afraid to learn. Maybe one day you will even be able to tie your shoes, if you have any, or sleep without the lights on. And don't forget the number one rule, you might be a necromancer, but there is no place for necrophilia.